wake-up call to everyone that teenage bullying and teasing is an epidemic in this country and the death rate is climbing. One life lost.
Well, it's very sad, and it's very tragic, especially because that community often experiences that high rate of suicide because of their identity, their gender identity, their sexual orientation, and because of all the rejection.
Many in the LGBTQ community experience bullying, violence, discrimination, and social rejection due to their sexual or gender identity. Even worse, many can endure discriminatory or ignorant attitudes from doctors or counselors when trying to seek help. Many LGBTQ people have been silenced or rejected when discussing mental illness, likely compounding thoughts of helplessness, isolation, and depression. LGBTQ teens are more vulnerable to planning or attempting suicide. 40% of high school students who are considered sexual minorities who identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or questioning, meaning they are unsure of their orientation, who are seriously considering suicide. Transgender teens were not included in the U.S. government survey, but research has shown that transgender youth may face a similar or higher suicide risk. A large number of LGBTQ people hide their sexuality or gender identity when accessing services at social and community events. Young people aged 16 to 24 are more likely to hide their sexuality or gender identity.
I know that homelessness is rampant within that community because of home situations and being thrown out of the house, being rejected by family and their community. So that could be a contributing factor.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance.
LGBTQ young people report experiencing verbal homophobic abuse, physical homophobic abuse, and other types of homophobia, including cyberbullying, graffiti, social exclusion, and humiliation. 80% of homophobic bullying involving LGBTQ young people occurs at school and has a profound impact on their well-being education. Transgender males and females experience significantly higher rates of non-physical and physical abuse compared with lesbians and gay men. On January 15, 2016, at Central High School, Fisher Anderson committed suicide in the locker room. At the time, he was depressed and also felt like he was not valued. He was never the one to give up on anything in his life, no matter how challenging and difficult it was for him. We can honor Fisher by returning the virtues of humanity that we seem to have forgotten as a society. We harbored all of these things for Fisher, but there are many LGBTQ youth like him who are suffering needlessly in a society that seems either unwilling or unable to accept them. It is so because we do not accept ourselves. Our insecurities bind us, make us weak, and lash out at those who are vulnerable. This time, it is a long past for intolerance. It can no longer be allowed to exist as a normality. We must open our hearts fully, completely, unquestioning. True love knows not race, sex, or gender orientation, and we all are deserving of it. Love is the thing that can help us come together and heal one another.
There's help for these things, that when people are struggling with these things and they're kind of feeling like they're lesser in value and struggling with difficult thoughts.
So as far as the queer community, I think they're doing a great job of creating outreach, being seen, taking up space, creating their own safe spaces, reaching out to outside members of the community. I think they're doing a good job. I think that people belonging in other communities